for today, we have an open mic. Some of you might have heard how this works, and some of you maybe have not, but this idea came from actually one of you. And this became kind of a seed inside of our Facebook group. And then several people jumped on the thread and started commenting about how amazing it would be to share experiences between yourselves, because you are agency owners, CEOs, founders, people managing marketing campaigns, media buyers. Like, you come from all places and you do different kinds of things. So sharing experiences is something that will definitely help in the learning process, and just like nurturing what we think it's part of the community. So having said that, for today, we have two awesome speakers. So today, by the end of it, we will open it for a Q&A, so you can ask questions if you have anything related specifically to this. But for today, let me introduce our first speaker, who is someone very dear to our community. And Juli, I don't know if you want to do the little introduction, but for our first speaker today, it's Ray Wood. Ray, say hi. Hello, and then Juli, maybe you can explain.
Sorry, hi everybody. I was muted. I was listening to you. Sorry. What a good-looking guy.
Well, we have been working with Ray a lot of time and having strategy sessions and everything. And I think that he can share a lot of experiences about Plai and best practices and how to improve things. So I don't know, Ray, if you want to talk about a little bit more about you, and then we can start sharing some experiences.
Sure, Julia, and as always, thank you and the team for your awesome support. That's just always a massive benefit to me and my team in driving our business. I'm in the real estate space for helping residential real estate agents, and we I was building, going back a few years, I was building digital assets, writing ebooks, just helping agents with their bits and pieces. Nothing really stood out. And then during COVID, I started researching AI a little bit more, learning more about that. And then I got introduced to the Plai platform, and I'd always been trying to work out how I could marry up AI and social media marketing and how all of that would come together. And the Plai platform lets me do that. I think it's a brilliant platform, and the team are always working on it, and our clients are getting some brilliant results. So yeah, happy to talk about all of that. That's probably just a quick overview and summary. I think it must be coming on a year now, Julia, or something like that. I think it's been the better part of a year. Time flies when you're having fun, eh? But it's been a great journey, and we're solidly onboarding new clients and servicing our clients. So yeah, happy to answer any questions or add anything I can. And I'm excited here to be learning more about it as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Ray. We did not pay him to say all of those amazing things. Nope. That's all coming from him. So yes, we are gonna go ahead and get started with Ray, but just so you know the dynamic, I'll introduce Josh in a second. But for today, we're gonna be sharing 3 experiences that taught you how to improve your business. So aside from talking about Plai and how actually launching campaigns and optimization, we're going to be switching the focus to the business side of things. So I think the first question for you, Ray, would be, what's kind of the biggest lesson you've learned from being an CEO and agency owner? What's something that if you could go back in time and tell your old version, you would, because it's something that every agency owner who's beginning needs to know.
Right. Okay. I don't think I'd do anything differently. It was a very steep learning curve for me, and it was about me getting the confidence with the platform. And that came, I brought on some existing clients that I had, and they didn't really understand it. And I just said, bear with me, I'll show you how it works. And what, any issues that we can't fix, we'll work out how to solve them. And with that's got less and less as I've learned more about the system, and I've developed my own training in the background. I've shown people how they can do it. The three things, and I just wrote them down, I think for introducing people to the platform initially, one of the big things is testimonials. So nothing has the power of a client review. When you have somebody independently saying, I really love you, and we white label the platform, obviously. I call it Real Easy Ads. I'm about to change it to, Julia, I'm going to need your help, but I'm going to change it. I want to change it to the AI ad machine, which is really what it is for us. It's an ad machine, and that's how I market it to my people. And they kind of get it when I say that. We were calling it Real Easy Ads. So just from a marketing idea, if you can come up with something that kind of says what it is, and if you can get a URL that's close to that, then that's going to help. So testimonials is definitely the first thing. If you can get that social proof or that evidence, and you can use that on your website. I run a podcast. I use it there as well. That's the first thing. The second thing, once the onboarding process is really important, and then education. So when somebody comes on board, I take them through the process. If they can't connect their platforms, and like it's Facebook, right? So a lot of it, and there's always issues with Facebook, as we know. But the Plai platform is really adept and brilliant at overcoming and dumbing down and simplifying all of this and making it a whole lot easier. So the education and the onboarding is really important. And then I make videos. I use Loom, so I've got a paid Loom account. It's brilliant, and yeah, people love it when you just make a dedicated video just for them. And it drives Julia mad, but I just keep sending them anyway. So education is really important, and then the ongoing support is a big part of that, making them feel kind of special. How you going? Reaching out. I can keep an eye on their platforms to see if they're running ads, what they're doing. Often they're making errors with uploading the wrong kind of photos, uploading not enough photos, and just learning different, like the little nuances of the platform. So my three experiences would be all around testimonials, education / onboarding, super important. If the onboarding experience is great, then you can expect to have your client for a long time, because they'll know how to use it and they'll have the confidence to use it. And finally, the support follow up. Thrown in with, like, there's new features that, like when you guys came out with the new ad set feature, that was really popular, and people can you work out how to leverage it. And I mean, I don't know that there's anything that's similar on the market, and I keep saying that to people, and I keep saying, with AI is moving that quickly, and we've got this window, this time, this opportunity. Let's jump in and use it and leverage it. And the real estate space is very, very competitive, and they're a difficult bunch to market to, because they've got a lot of offers on the table, they've got a lot of expectations, and they're looking for rapid results. I'm a real estate agent, so I know how it works. So if you can keep those three things in mind, testimonials or reviews for your marketing, education, and then ongoing support would be my three things.
Perfect, great. And talking about real estate, I was going actually to ask you something about that, because we have a lot of clients as well, like you, that work with this industry. It's a very challenging industry for Facebook and, well, for all our platforms. So yeah. Is there any recommendation, or which was the the biggest challenge that you need to follow, or to achieve with that kind of industry?
I've worked very hard to keep a very large database, mailing database. A lot of my clients are in Australia and New Zealand, where and I live here in Canada, but I've got an increasing number of North American agents, but the system in Australia is very different. So I know how that works. So using my database is very important. I'm a big fan of writing a regular email. I use Kajabi as my go-to CRM. A lot of people I know use Go High Level, but I really like Kajabi, and I've just always used it, and I've got all my landing pages and bits and pieces in there. I guess it's what you're familiar with, isn't it? But I put a lot of time into writing a good email, and I've got, like, my list is about 30,000 I get, and I'm always adding to it. And I never care when people unsubscribe, because I knew new people come on. But I'm a big fan of adding everybody and anybody into that list, because you never know where a referral or a lead will come from. But get really good at crafting your emails and look at your open rates and the keywords that work. I'm a big fan of asking ChatGPT to reword or restructure an email. And lately I've been asking it to do, and this is something that I learned as well, but in the style of Dan Kennedy or Frank Kern, who are marketing people that I follow, and I like their systems, I like their strategies. But yeah, a good email, and like, what's in it for me? Some of my best emails cuts back to those points before. Actually, some of my best emails will be how Troy got 150,000 clicks in 6 months, or whatever it might be. How John drives traffic to his own website. And these are kind of real estate specific things, but I know a lot of the pain points in our industry, so I try to focus on that. For example, in real estate, people are looking for new clients. They're looking for listings. They're trying to target property sellers and property owners. So, and typically back in the day, we'd do letterbox drops and, you know, burn shoe leather, dumping flyers into letterboxes and stuff like that. But now we've got the Plai platform. Now we've got our own white labeled platform that we can offer people to reach out and make these connections. I'm constantly reinforcing as well how entrenched, you know, social media is. I think we've got Facebook still grows. I don't know. I think it started in 2005, right? So it's coming up to 20 years, and it still grows at 5% a year, regardless of that. The usage is over 5 billion. I know that 82% of Australians use Facebook who, you know, log in every day. I know 53% of them are women. I know 86% of Kiwis use Facebook every day, and I know that 85% of those users are female. So knowing these numbers is really important, and that's how I kind of make those connections with my list. And that's so I'm constantly I love to sometimes I hit them 3 times a week, sometimes I don't hit them at all, but it's normally a good email once every week. And what I do is I will write the message I want to put, and I'll post it to the blog section at realeasyads.com on my page, and I'll drive traffic to there. So I'm interested in driving traffic to my site. Plus, on the site, they can book a call with me. That's my call to action, is jump in and hit a Calendly link. Probably getting off topic a little bit, Julia, but I'll just go with it. I add the Calendly link, and in the Calendly link, I do the questionnaire, like, what's your biggest struggle at the moment? You know, what sort of goals are you looking for? Tell us a bit about what's going on. And that kind of self-qualifies my person so by the time they're on the call with me, they've given me some information. They will have already watched a video that I've sent them, giving them a little bit of an insight as to how the platform works. Then when we jump on our discovery call, I'll say, hey, do you want to create an ad? I'll show you how it works. And that's really the clincher. When they see that, I will also show them some evidence of a recent client. So I've got a lady. I showed somebody, they've got a cost per click is 2 cents. The click-through rates are 25% or something like that. Amazing numbers against the benchmark, and that pretty much does my pitch. But yeah, I need to bring them on. So from database, email list, good email, inviting discovery call, jump on discovery call, and normally I've got a pretty good strike rate on the call. I'm probably about 60-70%, I think, always looking to improve. But yeah, I enjoy it. It's fun. I love talking to agents. So I know their language. I know what they're looking for. I know their pain points. So that's how I do it.
Wow, that's really amazing detail, Ray, about everything that you do. We will have the little summary, but the power of actually having thought every little part of your strategy, not just sitting on a discovery call with a client and just coming empty-handed, but actually doing the job, the research, the qualification and the form, having a good website that sells, the testimonials and the everything. And we're talking about, and I don't know if someone in the team wants to ask something before, but if not, I wanted to ask, you work in real estate, and some of the challenges are clients face, because they reach out pretty frequently, is that real estate agents probably are the industry that really needs good quality leads. They are selling properties or buying properties that go for really high value. So how do you provide that value for them, that quick time to value when they want to see really good results real quick? How do you manage that and the expectation?
Well, the good question. I've tried a lot of different lead gen ads. Nothing works as best as a live listing, right? So nothing gets as much traffic as a live listing for sale. We've tried all sorts of things like upsizing, downsizing, investors, and they can all yield fruit, but pure value for money. And that's what the agents that I work with love. I work with a large company in New Zealand, and they dedicate $200 or $300 to every listing that they get. They go there live, and they've been doing it now for I think 6 or 7 months. And the feedback I'm getting from the manager of that office, he says, look, people are really starting to notice us in town. They're noticing everywhere. He said he was at a restaurant the other day, and one of his clients asked him. He said, "Man, I'm seeing your ads everywhere. How are you doing it?" And he says, "Oh, we've got a big agency up in Auckland, and they run it all. Cost me a fortune, but we're getting the results." So the reality is, he was actually able to let go some of his marketing people because, I mean, unfortunate for them, but changing with the times. But he was really able to drop his bottom line because he doesn't need the manpower. That they don't need to do all of that. It's the platform so easy. They can jump in and create something in under 5 minutes. But they're the kind of ads that are working best. I want to get into exploring more into lead gen. We've got a whole range of options going on. Do we drive them to a landing page? Do we drive them to an inline form? What's working better, Facebook or Insta? All of these kinds of questions. But getting them on board and getting them confident and letting them see the results initially, that's where I call it the marketing Velcro, right? The Velcro, it's really sticky. It's hard to disengage. They want to keep it because it really gives them a powerful marketing edge. So I wouldn't say, I mean, when you look at the psychology of the whole marketing idea, selling a product is a whole lot easier than selling a service, right? So if I've got like a mobile phone or something that I want to sell, people can see the phone. They know it's a phone, right? What kind of phone is it? Or if it's a car, or if it's a boat, or if it's a coffee cup or a shirt or something like that. Selling a service is different. And again, one of the best things that you can do when marketing a service is use a client testimonial. Might be a video, might be just a written word, but that's really powerful.
Wow. Well, everyone, Feli, I see your mic. It's unmuted, so go ahead.
So I always love when I hear that one of our clients has a podcast or a newsletter because it really allows us to look into the world that they're into. It was a really insightful answer that you just gave us, Ray. But I'm gonna take you to a whole other world right now. I want to see where does the podcast fit in your current strategy? Is it actually a passion? Is it more for B2B? Where does it fit in your life? How much time and how much do you get out of it, maybe?
I think it was interesting, Philippe. I was talking with a client last week, and I said, we've been together for ages. I said, how did you originally hear about me? And he said, oh, I listened to your podcast. And a lot of it has sort of come. It is a bit of a chore, but it's pretty easy to do. I use this company called Captivate.fm, and I'm happy to help anybody out. I've got a producer who's down in Louisiana. I record the show, I send it to him, he uploads it. I think I pay him a couple of $100 a month. But a podcast is brilliant because it's kind of a very intimate experience. One-on-one, you're listening to stuff. And speaking of Frank Kern, I went to must have been back in like when podcast was just getting going. It was like 2010, 2012. And it was just this thing. And I remember saying to Frank Kern, the marketing guy, I went and spent some time with Frank. And I said, what Frank, what about a podcast? And he said, nah, it's a waste of time. Don't worry about it, dude. He told me, he said, it's just a fad. Right. So anyway, fortunately, I ignored him. I think I've done about 230 plus episodes. I don't do one every week, but I really want to swing into this whole AI and real estate. I'm probably giving away my secret sauce here, but I really want to get into the whole AI and real estate side of things. So yeah, a good podcast is definitely worth it. I mean, you don't need to convert too many clients to make it a great investment.
Well, everyone, now you know it. You need to start a podcast, or maybe not, but in here,
Maybe not.
I think, or maybe not. Not everybody will do a podcast, and not everybody will do a newsletter. But the idea here, I think, is we've seen a lot of agency owners and founders providing value in more ways than just the platform and the digital marketing strategy, like the standard strategy, but providing content, podcast, the strategy, one-on-one sessions. That's all pretty valuable. So everyone, I'm gonna stop talking, and this is an open mic session. So you can drop your questions on the chat or unmute yourself. I don't know if Hamish is here, but Hamish, I know you have awesome questions all the time. But yes, I'm not seeing the chat, FYI. So if someone drops something, the team can read it. So go ahead.
No questions in the chat, but feel free if anyone wants to unmute.
Oh, awesome. And in the meantime, if you're wondering about our other speaker, that's Josh Braden. He is the CEO for FitBiz, but unfortunately, he has a family emergency, so he's not here. But he will be, and we will be sharing his experience, because he's also, and let me share his little introduction, because he's also an agency owner that's working here with us specifically for the gym industry. So we know a lot of people are working with gym owners, studios, Pilates, that kind of thing. So he's gonna be bringing his experiences. We will just annex that recording to the session. But just so you know, Josh is not here because of that. So let me go back to here. And everyone, I don't see the chat.
So, Caro, can I jump in?
Yes. Hello, Hamish.
Hi, Caro. How are you going? You asked and I responded. So I put a couple of a question in the chat, and I know this is something we've talked about. I'm normally in New Zealand, but I'm in UK visiting family at the moment, so like really bad time zones. But my question is, are people here using Play to run ads to generate clients for their agency or their business, as opposed, I mean, we all know we're using it for clients. That's the thing I'm struggling with. I'm using Facebook at the moment. I'm getting leads, I'm converting them, but I'd be interested in what tactics or strategies other people are using, what's working.
I'm happy to offer an idea there, Hamish.
Yes.
If nobody else is jumping in. Do
Right.
you want me to? Sorry, was that Hamish?
Yes.
Yes. G'day, Hamish. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you.
My thoughts on that, I've done a little bit saying, explode your marketing reach using AI. Here's how you do it. Bang, bang, bang. I had mixed success with that, like not a lot of traffic. What I'm about to explore with is offering some kind of free giveaway that tells them how to do it. In fact, I wrote down a title yesterday, how real estate's top agents are using AI to explode their brand. Just like a quick summary. So, Hamish, what space are you in? What did you say you're in the gym side of things?
No, I've decided not to niche down until I'm figuring out what works. That may be my problem, but I'm just focusing on small and medium-sized businesses in New Zealand at the moment.
Got it. Well, I think I don't think you need to niche that too much. You could almost say something like if if you're running paid ads on social media and not using AI, you're missing out, kind of thing. The FOMO thing, and just targeting small businesses. Just it's all in the title, isn't it? How small business in New Zealand is changing the game with AI marketing or something like that. I think it's just a matter. You can get a book cover or book title created really quickly in Fiverr or something like that. It's probably just a matter of testing those kind of things as a lead magnet. That would be my suggestion. That's definitely where I'm going next. I think the other thing that you could offer is, and this is also on my plan for early next year, is to offer a webinar. So just an evergreen webinar where people can come in and I can show them like different examples of different businesses. And the real kicker for me is showing like they can get, they're not paying $2 a click, they're paying 4 cents. Their click-through rate is not 1.8%, it's 26, and just those numbers just sort of blow their brain and they go, wow, I've got to learn more about this. So that would be my 2 cents on that question.
And
Thanks very much.
And I see one hand raised, Wesley.
Just to add to what Ray, so Ray, thanks for your sharing. It was really great. Hamish, what we're doing is we also have a niche down, and I find it interesting that Ray's getting such great success because he's really nailed the market and the ideal client that he serves. And we currently exploring niching down, and I think that's something that is important. We're actually trying to target agency owners or people that are running very small agencies that want to run ads. And we run ads on Facebook. That's where we've gotten the best success when it comes to actually getting new clients on board. We also did a webinar. So the webinar has been running for about 4 months now. It's an evergreen webinar. We use a system called Stealth Seminar. Allows us to basically run that webinar on autopilot. And essentially the webinar is about teaching businesses how to grow and then how to leverage AI in that growth. So that's been very successful. We've signed a couple of clients on just through the webinar itself. But it is difficult to get people to actually sit in and join the webinar. So I think that's where another challenge comes in. But currently our success is definitely within Facebook. We have got a client that's not using the system, but they get really great results with LinkedIn in-message ads. And it's actually a coaching business specifically, but they get really good leads from that. So I think it's just about testing what works and what doesn't work. We've tested Google as well. Google's super expensive just because of the space of AI. And currently we're getting really good results from Facebook. I know Play used TikTok quite a lot, so we haven't really explored that avenue. But I think consider putting together a really good webinar or a really good lead magnet and kind of drive traffic in that way, exchange for an email, and then get them onto an onboarding. What we do is, and it would be interesting to find out what everyone else is doing, but we've tested this. So we've done a 30-day free trial, we've done a 14-day free trial, and we've done a 7-day free trial. And what we've found is a 7-day free trial irons out the people that are serious versus the people that are not serious. So if someone's serious and they really want to get their ads going, within the first 2 days, their account will be set up. They will start running their ads to their audiences. And we're currently testing the SaaS configurator. There's a couple of suggestions I have there, which I'll send to the Play team. But currently we're not using it as our sign-on. We're using high level as our sign-on, activating the trials, a little bit manual. But yeah, it definitely works if you run ads in that space. That's me.
Well, thank you for that, Wesley, Hamish, Ray. That's amazing. And I want to share something because you brought it up, Wesley, about TikTok and how it was kind of a main driver for Play at the very beginning. because a lot of people usually ask, how does Play help Play? So for instance, all the ads we always show you in our demo account are actual real campaigns. And our main pitch, it's always revolving around AI and the power of AI. So I think that's kind of the difference. And like Ray, you said it, the world's going so fast that if you're not mentioning AI as part of your selling point, you're losing from the starting point. TikTok has been kind of a weird one, and I've chatted with Logan about this one because it's such a powerful platform. But you need to sort of know what you're doing and you need to build a brand of your own. So in our case, all our videos, if you go to the TikTok channel, it's Logan's face explaining something, generating short videos explaining like, hey, let me show you 3 things about the metaverse, for example. That doesn't involve necessarily selling Play directly. Or he will tell you top 3 things about NFTs, for example. So he's building a concept and a brand around technology, AI, and software, pretty much. And then a couple of other videos, he will sell Play. He will be like, hey, I have this amazing tool where blah, blah, blah. 1, 2, 3. So it's, I think, important to remark, not everything you do and not every part of your content needs to be aimed at actually selling, like straightforward selling, but it needs to provide value to the users in some other way. So you're building a community and you're building a brand around whatever topic you're focusing. So Ray, for example, real estate. So he's super knowledgeable. He knows about real estate. People will find him because he's the person to go and talk to for real estate. Frank Kern, well, he's an influencer and people already know him, but he built a brand with a tone speaking and just his figure. It's something that sells. Hamish, you, for example, you could focus on something like small businesses, AI, like tips and tricks for growing your small business, and people will find you organically. May that be on TikTok, may that be on Instagram, and Wesley, same thing, webinars, so people know exactly what to find. But I think the idea behind a concept like TikTok or other platforms, it's actually building a voice and a brand. Because if people don't believe your story, they won't go and buy anything that you're selling. And yet alone as a pass a 7-day trial or a 14-day trial. So it's important to build authority on the field. That might be a niche, or that might be even just like AI marketing, for example. So you need to go ahead, work around that and build a brand around that. And that's exactly what Play did. And that's how Logan started on TikTok, and that's how it got going. And then the algorithm did its own thing. Like people were clicking and liking because the content has substance, because there's information in there. It's just not meaningless selling. So people are engaging. And if you're engaging, the algorithm will reward you. It will get you more likes. It will show you to more people, more impressions, more reach. So if you are organic and you're actually providing value, then you are going to be rewarded for sure. So, well, everybody, I don't know if we have any other questions, or team, if you want to ask any other questions. Nick, I see your hand. Hello.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for hosting this this space. Super exciting to get some brilliant minds together and share ideas. So I just have a couple questions, and just kind of to follow up on the question with Hamish. There is, I'm an agency, and one of the, I think it was Wesley who just said he's kind of serving agencies who need an AI tool. I have found that Play offers a great way to multi-channel launch ads for my internal clients that I'm signing outside of, running a Play ad to get to sign up for Play. So I'm bringing on my retainer clients, servicing them, and then my speed to lead strategy is, I'm really dedicated on the Facebook platform, but TikTok and Google, not my forte. But with the Play technology, I can run ads for my clients in minutes, right? So I'm looking for strategies to build more of a SaaS model, build more like Ray has. So my question would be for Ray is, or anyone here who could speak to it, is what have you been finding for support needs? I think that was one of your points, was support and follow-up once you onboard a client, assuming your education is good, how often do you have to support your clients ongoing, and what sort of team do you have around supporting those clients?
Do you want me to answer that? G'day, Nick. Yeah, I'm kind of probably still in the learning phase, and I'm probably reaching the point where I can't do it all myself, and I do need to hire somebody to help me. I like to while I'm getting my clients going and I'm building my numbers, I like to speak with them personally because I learn so much about what's going on. So in this early phase, I'm really I'm really learning, and I want their feedback because I don't want them turning off their account. How's it going? I also do add some other things into it. I'm a partner in a startup called Jiggler, which is like a Canva for real estate agents. So I set them up with an account for that. So I kind of, if you can find another service that you can add into, I know a lot of people add Go High Level in as well, which is a cool idea. But that all needs to be, they need education on that. I'm pretty careful with who I start to work with, because I need to know that they're tech savvy to do that as well. So yeah, I don't have a big support team as yet. It's all just me, but I'm the sort of person that wants to be involved in everything and learn from it. And I have learned a whole lot. I've learned their pain points. I've learned where they struggle. If they can't get an ad live, I know it's probably one of three things. And Yulia's helped me a lot with that. And I've learned as we go. And now I don't need to turn to her every 5 minutes. It's about every 6 minutes. No, it's not. So I get to know what's troubling them and how we can quickly overcome it. And I think the system improves as well as it goes along, and it starts to get tweaked. So yeah, I don't know whether that answers your question or not, but that's where I'm at.
Nick, I can also add to that. So what we found is generally support is quite high in the first, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks of onboarding the client. It will be their first couple of ads that they actually launch, where they'll contact you and they'll say, hey, I'm struggling, or they'll use one piece of creative and one headline, and you'll need to kind of jump in and just say, hey, this is how you should be doing it. Focus on training them on the onboarding part of it. So, going through an ad, what we do personally is we set up their first ad in their trial as a free onboarding gift, right? So they sign up for a free trial, we jump on a call, we build their ad for them with them. Their ad goes live, and in the first 7 days, they start seeing results. At that point, on day 6, we'll touch base again and we'll say, how are you feeling? Is this something you want to continue with? Either yes or no. If they continue, you will only really need to support them for the first couple of weeks. And then in the odd case that an ad doesn't work, or in the odd case that, the file name is too large of the image that they upload, or some nuance like that. The only challenge is, and I know Play's really closed this gap, is the pixel. A lot of companies come in, they want to run ads, they haven't got tag managers set up, they haven't got the pixel set up. So focusing on just getting them sorted in that first part of it generally will iron out the need for support. So we don't have a support team, we do it ourselves. But I mean, once they're going, I've got receptionists that are running like great ads, and I mean, they know nothing about ads, and they'll ask you the odd question now and then, and it's just about kind of being there for them. I don't do what Ray does. I don't have monthly calls just because of timing. We want to actually do something like this with all our clients, like bring everyone onto a open mic and answer questions on the spot with everyone. But I wouldn't worry too much about support. Get them onboarded, teach them how to run their first ad, and they'll kind of go with it.
Thank you.
Cool. I love sorry if I can jump in, but I love what Wes just said there about giving them a quick win. if you can show people, if you can show them the money, that is such a powerful thing. Everything else pales into insignificance. If you can give them the evidence, say you did this, it worked, right? So that's probably the shortest way home, I would have thought.
Awesome, everybody. And Nick, you mentioned something that I think it's worth mentioning again. A lot of agencies are focusing on only one platform, and that platform is Facebook, which it's amazing because it brings really good results. But you mentioned something about not knowing enough about Google or TikTok. And in our experience, we also provide support for other platforms. And we see a lot of agency owners and their clients being a little bit afraid of Google and how it works and the other platforms. And one of the things we usually suggest is if you want to start driving Google ad campaigns for your clients, you probably need to test it yourself first. So you need to get acquainted with how keywords work, how does targeting work, how does the headlines, the description. So when you jump on a call with that client, you are familiar with the flow. And if they ask, oh, what is a keyword? What is a negative keyword? You have the answer and you know exactly what they're talking about. Because if not, then again, you're losing credibility. And if you're only offering one kind of campaign, like let's jump on a call and only launch a Facebook campaign. And we usually see a lot of workspaces from different agencies with just Facebook accounts. And diversifying the digital marketing strategy, it's one of the best ideas to get what Ray just said, a quick win. Because maybe Facebook will not be the platform for that client, but maybe Google will. And for example, yesterday I jumped on a call with an agency owner, and he was telling me that for some reason Google was working wonders for him, but Facebook was not, despite everything that everybody just said. And he said, like, I don't know why. And there's some things in the world and some industries that have high intent. So people are actually looking for you. Like you don't have to go and find them. They will come to you. So if you're only doing one kind of campaign, then you might be doing it wrong. So suggestion over here from experience and what we see with a lot of clients, diversify and test it yourself first. It might be with a very small budget, set a campaign with $1 a day, just to get acquainted on how numbers flow, what KPIs look like for TikTok, how does reporting look like for Google. So you know exactly how to sell it and how to pitch it to a possible client when an onboarding call or supporting call or whatever that might be. So I think that's another suggestion from what we see. Awesome, awesome. Well, everybody, we are nearly in time. So I don't know if there are any other questions on the chat or if the team has any questions. Feliz Juli, Pau, because this has been really amazing and fruitful. And again, if someone joined later, this is going to be on Play Academy. Feli, go.
No, I was just gonna say that it's all good on my end. Amazing feedback from everyone, like really. And it's a great experience. Let's hope to have another one.
Let's do it. And that's the idea, to keep fostering this kind of instances where everyone can join and come in. And we'll be having this in different hours of the day, because we know this hour it's really a really good one for Pacific and Eastern time. But maybe if you are in Australia, Ray, God bless us with your presence because you are in Canada. But if not, this would have to happen in a weird different time. So we will be having this in other time zones for our Europe clients. We have a lot of them, people in Brazil, growing community too. So we will be setting different of these. And it's our idea to, well, keep hosting them around different topics. So today was about just experiences that taught you about things about your business. So we will be setting more around these, and not specifically about like errors and support and those kind of things. Those are regular office hours, which are a thing. They will be here too. But if you have any piece of feedback about the sessions, about the product, about anything, you can always reach out. Wesley, I know you have something over there about SaaS configurators, so we are happy to hear. And just to give you, for closing the session, an idea of where we are at, we send an email campaign, and Logan sent a message on the Facebook group. You probably all saw it. So we are releasing, probably in 2 weeks or less, one of our biggest things, I don't know if I can say, but it's gonna revolve around the organic section of the world. So we are super focused on that, and improving our UI. It's a #1 priority. So that's actually gonna ease you guys and the support you have to give when you have a bug, you have a glitch, you have something that's not working, and you're with a client and the client seeing it. Well, we are super focused on that, and that's our priority for this month, just so you know, where we are at the moment. So, well, if there are any other questions on the chat, I think we can call it a day. So thank you everybody for joining, for being a part of this. Again, we are super happy that you're here because we really value every single one of you, and we chat with you every day. Maybe not me necessarily, but Feli, Juli, like you guys are over there on the battlefield chatting with all of you. So you know you have our support for play related things, or if you even want to chat about like things like this, strategy, how to sell, how to face a client, all of those questions we can answer, and then you can answer amongst one another. So, well, guys, thank you for joining, and the recording will be live. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, evening. I'm not sure where you're at, but I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, and well, we hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.